Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm a few minutes late here. Well, 6 minutes late. I say I was gonna go on at 7. Yeah, but I had to make my shake. So if you are here, do you mind saying hi? And how are you doing on the chat? So I know you're watching. Okay, we're gonna turn this off. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna just wait a few minutes. I actually just made this shake, and it is made with spinach. It is made with half a banana. It is made with 4 cranberries, frozen organic cranberries. And it is made with my TLS protein shake, so I can have my protein. And I put some oats, organic gluten-free oats. So I have my carbs, I have my vegetables, I have my, everything that I need, my protein. And it is going to be late because it's way too late for me to be eating a heavy meal at night. So cheers to you guys. So today, I just wanted to go live by myself because I have a few things to say and to share with everybody and anybody who is going to be watching this later on. And as you come in, it will be cool that you write something, and don't forget to subscribe and like and share. One, because it just is support. You're supporting me through sharing. You don't have to, support me any other way. Just sharing and subscribing. I think that's a huge already for me. So I thank you for that. And I thank everybody who actually watches this. And, it's Latina environment, and it's a healthy platform, and it's a true conversation platform. So with that said, you guys, we are already going into our 24th week since COVID-19 shut everything down. And I remember, the day, for those that don't remember, here in New York, especially Schenectady, New York, or Albany, Albany area, New York, the last day that actually anybody had work, or other than the nurses and people who are considered to be essential workers, their last day was March 13th. And by March 16th, which was a Monday, we were already working from home for those who were able to work from home, and also start working, going to school online. So many people have experienced, you could probably remember that day. One, it could be a good memory in some way. I think that for some kids, I will want to say that it was a good memory because they didn't have to go to school, and maybe they wanted a break to go into a physical school, right? For some, obviously, it was. I don't want to say that at first it was difficult and that they didn't want to have school. So I think everybody, in a perspective of not going to school, it was awesome, right? But then as the weeks came and the month came, I think that all those feelings actually changed, because people were getting bored at home. People lost their jobs, and people have still haven't gotten their jobs back. So those feelings actually are very strong and sad, and to the point that, um, because people, even though, you know, there is unemployment, there's people who actually love what they're doing and they love their job, and maybe they wanted to continue, going and making a difference in other people's lives. Um, and just being active, it actually allows people to feel like they're doing something, right? Um, and another way that we can look at it is, some people, is the month came, right? March finished, then April came, May came, in June and July. And in July, obviously, things change with the unemployment, and people were not getting that extra $600. So right now, I guess we are also in a different um, experience of different emotion, right? We're experiencing different emotion, especially those who are unemployed. I know that, some kids are actually really excited to go back to school because they've missed that interaction. And not only, it wasn't just like schools were closed, obviously, as you all can have experienced it in some way or in a different way. um, the parks being closed, not being able to hang out with friends, not being able to see family members. I know somebody to the beginning of COVID-19, obviously, um, they lost a family member and they were not able to fly um, out and actually see them, and actually even be able to see the barrier or say goodbye or be with family members, So that's a tough situation. And I know that sometimes people could say, well, it didn't happen to me, so there's no feeling, there's nothing that I can relate about what you're saying, right? But for me, I always like to understand people in a way that, if it was to happen to me, um, I will definitely feel really sad and, um, cry. And even there's where depression happens, and there's where many different things in life that can happen that can lead people to doing things. For example, like for kids, we want to say that if they become bored, right? Some of them became bored to the point that there's no stimulation in their mind of what it is, or even like a set schedule, or people that they can talk to. Um, and being active with sports, if you was really active with sports and you can't do it, you don't have the resources to help you, because not everybody has people or resources that they can say, well, even though COVID-19 happened, we still had our son or daughter, be training with a coach, or still talk to their family members, because they have the resources to do that. But many, you can tell that they didn't have that, and without having those things, it actually brought most likely a lot of kids to, um, not only continue maybe doing drugs and doing things that are not going to be healthy for them, because there's no structure, there's no resources, there's nobody that they can talk to. So therefore, you know, it's bound to happen, right? Things like that and decisions like that for kids, young adults to be able to make actually happen. And that's pretty sad. And I think we just have to become more aware about that and understanding, even though if it's not happening to you, that's something that we should think about. So yeah. Sunset is going to happen in 28 minutes. Um, so yeah, so this is going to be the 24th week coming up that we've been dealing with COVID-19. And like I said, many people have gone through different emotions as these weeks have gone by. At first, people could be happy because they can spend time with family. But then as days went and weeks went and months went, then people actually started experiencing different feelings, and that could be from depression, boredom, to um, dealing with bigger issues that you know some people could be going through. And I think that if we become more aware about that hi killer, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for saying hi and watching. um so um we have to remember. I think that now that it's going to be in the fall, and everybody, especially educators and kids going back to school, some people have obviously different mixed feelings about that. And um just the uncertainty, right, of what's going to happen. And I know that some kids are like excited about it, some teachers are excited about it, some buildings, some districts are eager to go back to the normal. um, but I know that it's going to be, again, it's a learning lesson, right? um, so we'll see where that takes us. And I'm trying to be very open-minded about it and trying to understand of how it is that it's going to be, and how I can still make a difference, even if we have to wear mask and we have to be working with social distancing. But today I actually wanted to share a few quotes and just express why those quotes actually mean something to me. Um, I'm doing great. Thank you. If there's anything you want me to say, let me know, okay? Or if there's something that I'm saying, an experience that you want to share to everybody, I can read it to everybody, okay? But thank you for watching. So, one of the things that I wrote down here, one of the quotes is, you must be successful for something, meaning before, when I went to college, people were saying to me, go to college so that you can be successful in making money and getting a good job and paying your bills. Okay. Now I think that has shifted from when I went to college, and even when my parents went to college, that now you have to think about being successful in something that is going to either help you or your family, or you're doing something for the community. It's not always about the money, because money is like comfortable, and if you know how to use it the right way, it's great. But if you don't know how to use it, and you just overdo overdo yourself, where you're not taking care of your health, you're not speaking to family, you don't have time for your kids and stuff like that, then that's obviously you're doing that job just for money, but you are not enjoying the process of living. And that's actually the part that I want to say, that especially for young adults, to make sure that if you are going to be, you want to be successful, that you are successful for something, for your, whether it is for your community, you're doing something good for your community, whether you are becoming successful and you are helping your family get out of that cycle of maybe going to prison or getting in trouble, or just not having an education, and you're the first one to get an education. You become an entrepreneur, where you go and get into a need-based business, right? And you make a business where you're also helping family members, and you're changing lives, and you're changing your own life, but you also enjoy the process of of being successful, of what it is that you're doing. So I wanted to share that one. Another quote I wrote down was, know why you are attractive to certain things. Okay. You have to know why you are attractive to those things. So, for example, why is it that I want to speak more to the younger generation. Why is it that you're attracted to certain music, right? Why is it that you're attracted to certain boys or girls? And why is it that you're so attractive to certain, foods, and why you are attractive to hanging out with certain people and not other people? Understanding that actually can help you make better decisions um, later on. So if you're attractive to, let's go in the bad area, right? The extreme, one extreme. You're attractive to like hanging out, partying, drinking, smoking weed, doing, hanging out with people who are carrying guns, and just living that life of staying up late and going to bed late and maybe even going home late or staying out late and just doing whatever comes, whatever it is that is making you happy at that moment. Try to think, why is it that you are attractive to that energy, to those specific activities and those specific people? um, because most likely either that can take you into a place of where you don't want to be, or that is going to want, you know take your life, or that's also going to take you to, you have to experience those things in order for when life hits you, you have nothing, and you realize, just like the video that I did before with Kyle. um, if you guys go and watch that video, he expressed his own truth about him drinking all the time and being up till 10 a.m. in the morning, and when COVID hit, he was hungry and nobody could help him. He couldn't even help himself because he had spent all that energy and spent time with people who, when COVID happened and nobody could help him, nobody was there to help him. Nobody called him and say, hey boy, I got you. I got you. You're my boy. We hang out, we party, but I got you. And if it's not today, somebody else is going to get you tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, those decisions that he was making at that time didn't help him to think about his future and to think about a situation like what was forced upon us. COVID-19 was forced upon us. And if you did not make good decisions, if you don't make good decisions, then it is going to smack you straight in the face. It's a smack. And it's important to know what it is that you're attractive, right? If he understood that before, or even myself, right, with certain decisions that didn't get me anywhere, if I understand why I'm making those decisions and why I am hanging out with those type of people and why is it that it's so exciting, you have to search deep within inside of you, right? And say, did I get this because this is what's making me good right now? Do I do this because I want attention and it was never given to me? Do I do this even though I have an education? Do I just choose to do it because I'm filling a void? And that void could be you don't feel good about yourself. And even though you're young and you need experience, right? Experiences and going through things in life that are going to teach you and for your brain to grow. It is very important to know why you are attractive to those things and fix it yourself without nobody telling you to fix yourself. Because if you start now and you start changing those what it is that you're attractive that is not going to lead you to a good road and to a good future, or to even end your life, then you will notice that yourself, and you will start changing those actions little by little. And I definitely recommend everybody that's watching for you to really do that for yourself. So that was a quote that I wanted to share because it's actually very relatable to so many of us. Another one is, don't expect others to be an example for you, for your kids, for your grandkids, for your mom, for your dad, for nobody. You have to take the initiative to start educating yourself about who you are as an individual. Yes, I'm Latina 100%, my mother and my father's daughter. But my mother and my father were alcoholics, and they smoke. And I saw them in the streets laying down because they were so drunk, and they could not take care of me or my brother and sister. I used to watch over them. I used to feel embarrassed. And when I say embarrassed, it's because I remember one time just being in this, like just in the streets, but then I found my mom in the bus, or by, in the city, and she wanted to get in a bus with me, but she was hungover, or she was drunk still, and I was very little. And I remember she needed to go pee, but there's no bathroom around, and we were by the bus stop. And in that bus stop, my mother decided to just pee herself, and you could just see the pee on the floor. And then the bus came, and as a young daughter, right, as being her daughter, I was shame. I felt shame. And I didn't really understand why, but I felt it because that's my mother, right? That's my mother. But if I would have allowed for her to set an example for me, I will be just like her right now. And I don't want to say it in a bad way, because that's my mother and that's my father, and they, in their lives, they went through some things that I will never understand. So therefore, I'm not there to judge. So with that said, I just want to say that if I expected her to be an example for me and my son now, that's not a great example, right? I can't get mad at her. When I was born and when I got a chance to get an education, it was my choice to get that education and to learn, to go deeply into what it is that I'm learning for myself. What is it that I want to do? Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to go turn off the alarm. So remember the quote, don't expect others to be an example for you. I never expected my mom or my dad or my brother to be an example for me. Because once you're born and you have an opportunity to get an education, it's up to us to make choices that are going to benefit us and that we are going to help others. Because I got an education. My parents never got an education. Thank God for that. I never was drinking. I mean, I drank when I was younger, here and there, a few sips here and there, but it hurt my stomach. So no, I don't do that. I didn't become an alcoholic like my parents, because I know what it is to see my parents, somebody who's an alcoholic, not just give not it's not care about yourself, but the alcohol, the drug, the addiction to truly take over you, that you don't care about yourself in your life. And again, it goes back to the quote from before, where know why it is that you're attractive to certain things, right? And understand those things, even though your life was difficult and you came through a hard life situation that nobody can understand, right? So just remember, don't expect others to be an example for you. You be an example for you. You take initiative. You made mistakes, that's okay. Go and keep going, and keep educating yourself. Keep changing the habits, old habits that got you to those old things that you were attractive to, that didn't lead you to where it is that you want to go. Listen to people that are going to help you think. Read books that are going to help you who you are. Educate yourself first. And another example with that is, right, Cardi B, the music nowadays. I don't mind it, right? I'm pretty open-minded about it. But Cardi B does, artists do their own thing. They do their own music, and it's to build popularity, to share what it is that is being liked at that time, at that moment. So when parents, or when comments you see in social media that, oh, why is she doing this video? Like, there's kids watching and she's a mom. No, because her daughter is going to be educated to know that Cardi B was just doing her business, her music at that time. And that's what was liked at that time. That doesn't mean that she's a bad person, right? And that every child needs to go and do that. And then for me, for my son, who I'm teaching him and I'm educating him, he could listen to the words, he could listen to the song, but it's up to me to educate him, and it's up to him to educate himself, so that he doesn't have to think that, hoes and drinking and taking pills is, it's cool right now, I guess, but it's not cool when it takes over your life, that you stop caring about yourself, that you don't know who you are as an individual, and that later on something happens to you and you stop caring about life and about who you are. So educate yourself. Another quote, okay? Life is simple, but we tend to complicate matters. Life is simple, but we tend to complicate matters. So when we don't when we look at our lives and base it on somebody else's life, who can make us feel very insecure about ourselves, then that's where we make life so much harder for ourselves. Because, for example, for my job, let's say, right? Obviously, somebody else is making more money than me, but I'm happy where I'm at, because I have everything that I need for my life to be happy. Therefore, I don't need to go and kill myself at my work and not see my kids and not see outside of the building, and stay in a job that doesn't care about me and my health, and not be able to raise my son just because it will pay me more money. And I understand some people do it and that's how they work and that's how they do it and stuff like that. I'm not judging nobody. This is just me expressing myself that life can be simple, but we tend to complicate it when we compare ourselves to somebody else, right? When we compare our sneakers with somebody else's sneaker, our clothes with somebody else's clothes, our house compared to somebody else's house, our apartment, right? For example, somebody who's trying to make it and they're renting a room on their own, right? Don't compare your life with them, with theirs, because one, to me, I have respect for that person who is renting the room, who is working, and who's being responsible for themselves and learning through life and educating themselves, than somebody who already has it paid for because their mom and dad is rich, right? So don't complicate life, because life in general, you are going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. But through those mistakes, you are learning. As long as you're learning and you're moving forward and you're trying to be a better individual. And trying means not just saying, yeah, I'm trying to be different, but you're still talking the same behind the scenes. You're still doing the same things behind the scenes. You're drinking, you're smoking, you're hanging out with bad people, and then in front of life, a life like this, a platform, you're saying, yeah, I'm better. Because then you're truly lying to yourself. And you're making life a lot more difficult for yourself, because you're trying to portray a person or somebody that is not you. Even though you're not happy with it, you're not making decisions and you're not changing your habits to be a better individual and to have a more simpler life. Okay. The other one is, don't kick people down just because your point of view is different. Meaning, and also don't pick on people and don't make fun of people when they're down. So if somebody's going through depression, don't make fun of that person. Don't say things that are going to make them feel worse about themselves. If you know somebody feels horrible about their body because they feel fat, right? Don't go and say names like you're fat. Yeah, you fat. If you're not helping somebody, you don't know if that person is going through depression or through something in their mind where they just don't want to live no more. And in that one statement that you're saying, because it's not positive, they end their life, right? So don't kick people down when they're down. Don't make fun of them when they're down, because everybody's life and situations is tough. And I don't know, I'm just going to say, like, if anybody has seen the Star Was Born by Lady Gaga, and I forgot his name, the other person, but Anelli say, the poor decisions of our parents do not necessarily have to govern our actions in life. Like me, there are many people who are proud of who you are and believe in you and what you do for others. Yes. Thank you, Anelli. Oh, yes. So back to the movie, okay? So A Star Is Born. If you haven't watched the movie, I will suggest to go and watch it, okay? And it's by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. And that movie hit hard for me. And I not just watched it, but it like when it came out, I think it was last winter. Everybody was really, making it a big deal, and I didn't really understand why, but now I do. It really made me, like, everything that I just expressed today, just it shows that. For me, Bradley Cooper, who is one of the main characters in there, and he's the one who actually directed the movie, he was an alcoholic. And even though he was a star and he had a talent, I don't want to tell you the end. Something, you have to watch the movie to really understand it. Depression is pretty bad, and whatever was going on with him, it really affected him throughout his whole entire life. And because he was not able to define what he was attractive to and what made him choose a road of maybe not the best road for him, but he chose a road of disguise, right? So in front of millions of people, where he was able to sing and bring happiness to certain people, he could not do that for himself. And it touched my heart because, again, we don't know what people are going to. And I want to bring it back to my mom and my dad, who were alcoholics in my country, right? And in my heart, I've never hated on my parents. Never. I always actually look for them. I always love to hear from them. I always love them. My mom is still living. My father actually passed away a few months after my son was born. And I never blamed them. I mean, I used to cry. I used to get disappointed that they couldn't take care of me, that they couldn't send me to school, you know? But I always just watched over them. I always felt bad for them. And even when I came here to America and I got educated, it made me just forgive them even more and understand them. So remember that don't be a person of just wishful thinking. Wishful thinking, meaning, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could do this. If anything, be a person that actually you make reality happen. And meaning, take the steps. Resources are there. And just go and make something that is true. Don't just say, I wish I would have done this. Especially to the younger generation that I want to really focus on, because we need you to understand that you are valuable, that you are awesome, that you are cared for, and that we love you, and that I want you to do well so that you can make this world a better place, so that you can be a better person in this world, right? And you can raise children who are awesome and different from how you was raised. So with that said, I just want to tell you guys, just remember to make changes, recap everything. If you want to be successful for something other than just money. Okay? Be successful for yourself. Be successful for the community. Do something for the community. Be successful for your family, and your family could be friends, people that you actually care about you and look for you and actually are thinking about you and care about you. And know why you are attractive to certain things. And if those things are not going to help you to be a better person, then change them by educating yourself, and taking different actions, right? And don't expect others to be an example for you, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your mom, for your dad, for your niece, for your nephew, whatever. Be an example for you. You be an example for yourself and what it is that you want the future people to be like. Okay? And remember that life is simple, but we make it more complicated by the way we compare ourselves to others and how we allow social media, or just in general media in the world, to make us feel, right? I think that what is important in life is your health, how you're eating, right? Your health, meaning like just how you eating, how you working out, how you're taking care of yourself mentally, right? um, and how you're taking care of yourself and your family. Okay. um, and also just remember that you don't put people down when they're down about themselves, because you never know what they're going through. And we have to just be gentle and encourage them, right? Encourage them to start taking steps to being a better individual. And remember that don't be a person of wishful thinking. Instead, make what is the reality and work with it. Work with what you have right now and start working with it, and start making better decisions and better habits. So, you guys, I'm about to leave you. I'm about to finish my green shake because I was talking too much, probably. And I just want to say that I love everybody that actually supports me and actually cares about me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Killer, for watching. Thank you, Aneldi, for watching and supporting me. I really, really, truly appreciate that. And thank you for everybody that is actually trying to make it and making different decisions to better yourself, so that we together we can help this. Um, we can make this world, a better place to live with, and also the people around us to feel more comfortable and just, I don't know, be better individuals, loving, kind, and keep sharing your truth. Don't allow nobody to put you down, no matter what, no matter how their position is or how high their position is. If President Trump is going to be disrespectful with me, I'm gonna be disrespectful with him, because everybody's gotta be kind to each other, right? Um, and just, you know, keep going, keep fighting, and keep trying to self-educate yourself, keep trying to eat healthier, stop eating McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts or KFC, because that food is horrible for you, toxic. Learn how to make your own food, educate yourself. There's plenty of resources in there that you guys can watch a video how to make steamed vegetables like broccoli or kale or spinach. Um, and don't forget to just subscribe and follow and share this video. And I appreciate you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And remember, this is a platform to support each other. To It's about self-educating. It's about healthy eating habits. It's about living a healthy lifestyle, and just keep going with life, no matter how hard things can get. Okay. So have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys. Okay. Bye.